Do one thing every day that scares you. Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, I actually came with this quote because I was actually trying to find something that inspired me to write this speech. Believe it or not, writing this isn't as action-packed and as fun as you would think. You research the whole time. But when I saw this quote, I knew this is how I wanted to start off my whole story. 4 years ago, my sister introduced me to NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month. Now, this wasn't the first time that my sister had introduced me, but this was the first time that she really caught my interest. See, what NaNoWriMo wants you to do is that in the month of November of each year, you write a novel based on an idea that you have created. 100% yours, 100% original. Now, my sister had been taking part for about 2 years at this point, and she had written 2 300-page novels, and I was jealous. I was jealous because I just looked at her and she just had these ideas which she transformed into text. I didn't really even think that she did anything to prepare. She just sat down and wrote. I was jealous of how our parents could see the pride in her, and I wanted them to see that in me. So I decided one day, out of jealousy, that no, I've had enough. I want to also do this. I will show my parents that I too can write a novel. So I sat down and started writing. I spent 2 days on it, okay? By the end of the second day, I was done. What I had gotten were 1.5 pages of mostly plagiarized ideas, strung together using plot lines which didn't even make sense, culminating in one big ball of mess. I didn't care what I wrote. I didn't care how good, bad it was, how confusing. I just wanted to write. I just wanted to complete a novel so my parents would actually be proud of me. They were always proud, but I just wanted to feel that extra little boost. But as soon as I found the jealousy going away and just raw emotion left, I didn't really see the point. I didn't think that I would leave this for tomorrow. I didn't think that I would start again. I just left it. And that's the bad thing. If you have the wrong motivation, it'll just put you off from doing it, and you may never come back to it. And that's what I did. I just left it. For 3 years, 4 years, I left it, and then this leads me to 2 months ago. We started Love Poetry in English, and the first task we had was to finish a love poem. And I came up with this. How do I love you? Let me count the ways. I love you to bits, may we stay like this till the end of days. I love you with the love I had from my mom long ago. I love you when you're next to me, please don't let me go. And I still remember that one sound that came from every person in the classroom. Aww. No, but I mean, it worked. My brain started functioning again. I had these ideas of how to write, of what to do, rhymes starting appearing in my head, ideas forming. But with coming back of passion towards something came back the memories of my novel. Or I want to say novel, more like try at a novel. But this wasn't memories of haunting. This wasn't memories of sadness, of anything. These were memories of knowing that I could have done better, that I did not do what I needed to do. So I started going into poetry more. And this was a period of my life where I was easily fluctuated by emotions from people and from myself. So I came up with my first poem called The Joker and the Rain Man. I sent it to some of my friends, and they said it was good. Great even, and I was shocked. I didn't think that I personally could write anything which people could find good after what I did 4 years ago. But then I showed it to my mom. I told her to read it, to not say anything, and I went out of the room. I came back, she was facing away from me, sitting on the bed and crying. But these weren't tears of sadness, these were tears of joy. She stood up, she hugged me, and she said she never imagined that I could do this. She never thought I could do this. She never thought that I would aspire to do something like this. She thought that I had just kind of slowly, I didn't believe I could do this. But That's what really got to me. My mom crying, hugging me, telling me that had this black hole, as she said, black hole of potential. That really inspired me, and I knew that was when I found my inspiration. That was my motivation to do this. So I set a challenge up for myself. At the month of November of this year, after research, of course, I will try, I'm not saying I'll do it, I'll try to write a novel. Maybe I'll succeed, maybe I'll fail. This time, I'll actually know that I did everything that I could to write this. I will know inside of me that I did better than I did 4 years ago when I just went into gung-ho, jealousy blazing. But say I had succeeded 4 years ago. Say I had actually written the novel. Say it actually turned out good. Say I had made it a 300-page novel like my sister. Had I actually done a good thing? I mean, of course I'd written a novel and I would have given it to my parents and I would have felt proud of myself, but that was jealousy. That was all jealousy. I didn't want to do it. I was just writing because I wanted my parents to see that I could. Jealousy is a thing where you have to use a limit of it. You can never use it as your full motivation. At one point or another, it'll go away. Maybe after a day, maybe after 2, maybe after a month. It depends on how strong those emotions are, but eventually it'll go away. True inspiration, true motivation will never leave you. For example, when I want to write or when I think that I'm not good enough to write, I just have that image of my mom hugging me and telling me that this was one of the best things that's ever touched her, and that gives me the inspiration to move on. And that's what you have to do. If you're ever thinking that you're jealous of somebody, you're angry at somebody, and you want to do better than them, you can start off with those emotions. You can start off with all the jealousy, all the hatred, all the sadness maybe. But at one point, you have to stop. You have to stop and think, why am I doing this? You have to change that answer from jealousy into something that means something to you. To me, it's what I do for my mom and for my family, but mostly of all for myself. I'm doing this to prove to myself that I can actually aspire to create, aspire to new things. You have to achieve a metamorphosis from one way to another, like I did, or hopefully did. Granted, it takes a while, and for me it took 4 years, so I'm not supposed to be even saying anything about this. But what I want you to realize is that you have the potential to do so much. You just have to find the right way. And that's what people are scared of. People are scared to take that first little step because they're afraid of what people will think. All you need to do is find the right motivation to battle out all those emotions of fear, of anxiety. And then the world won't seem so scary anymore. You'll see things in a new light, and you just need to be inspired to see them. You just need to want to see them that way. The first part is to believe in yourself. For 4 years, I didn't really believe in anything that I could do, that I could write. But as soon as you do something, as soon as you find out, you have to believe that you can do it. And that's what's important. That's what's going to motivate you to the very end. And in the words of Dr. Seuss, and will you succeed? Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Thank you.